I have to wait and I'm always looking forward for their cams now.
Yeah, speaking of which, their cams, I really like the addition, so thank you production for making that happen. It really is a sick thing to do, having the observers put on blast, or well, not put on blast, but at the very least put on the spotlight this time round. Here are your featured players. From Bapak, it's going to be Jenny. From TNR, it's going to be Insomnus. From Yoodo Gang, it's going to be Mapara. And from Bosskurr, it's going to be Pain Deck. Here are your stats as well. Jenny overall performing. The rest of them, however, they have been playing a lot more games. Oh my god!
Oh my god!
That's gross! That's gross!
Oh wait!
I can hear them laughing from the production room.
Who is that with a lot of hair?
Who's the top left? Oh, that's Jay Hunter. Oh my god!
Oh, these guys are loving it too much. I literally can see the one. I'm literally watching them. I'm making eye contact at y'all. I see y'all. XC, YR Observer Director. Thank you so much. Zai as well as Topcast and Anget. You guys are absolutely phenomenal. Let's get into this game and analyze this fight path.
Oh, it's cutting across right on the horizontal area towards El Pozo from Al-Azhar. It's a little bit lopsided towards the north side. But apparently it's okay for most of the team to reach wherever they want to go.
Yeah, wherever they want to go, including north side, but looks like Impunity as well as Axis, they will both head to the same location. May meet up at Torre Ahumada, maybe, but they are still floating, of course. And the circle, again, is kind of, although there is still a 1% chance it may land onto water, but...
No. It's not even 1%, it's 0.00005% there. Don't even try to do that.
I'm trying.
Speak, my advocate. Speak!
I'm your Padawan master.
Yes, we are one entity, no water.
May the force be with you. Now Resurgence is going against H2O. They are trying to contend this compound for themselves. I'm surprised they're actually going in it for this early. And Impunity already engaged with Axis on the other hand.
Well, kills on the board. Come on, let's go. But again, Kaya is their player that just came in actually this week from Singapore. Last week they did not have Kaya. So I had a chat with them last week as well. They said that things will change, hopefully, fingers crossed, that Kaya has joined them today.
It actually changes their formation here. You see how H2O is more daring when it comes to taking combats and fights. Usually before then they are kind of a little bit of, not confidence just to rush in. But this time they are quite going a little bit aggressive based on this kind of team play they have.
Ah, the beautiful, beautiful UMP. How have you fallen from grace?
Oh, finally! Somebody uses it.
It has fallen from grace so much. Unfortunate. But speaking of which, as Sir Claude said, Kaya does bring a different dynamic to the team. And yes, there has been certain changes. However, their fight against Resurgence right now is probably going to be the biggest tell of how they want to approach fights as well. Whether they want to go more aggressive or they still want to kind of play that, play from different angles, look to cut them off in the rotation paths.
Yep, talking about aggressive, looks like Team NoRecoil managed to clear off ESG in this compound, have the entire area to themselves. Got a buggy, but looks like...
Sometimes it just happens.
Yeah, someone needs to retake their driving license.
Oh, back to the guys here. Still Hearts pin themselves down on actually focus on Bapak across the map, across that hill. I'm surprised how big this map is, but apparently all the teams just have to fall on the same compound. Of all the places they can fall onto, they just have to share it. How sweet they are.
Yeah, I think they don't have a choice at that point. But let's look at Lord's stats so far. With one winner chicken dinner for XPERT, they have a lot of catching up to do, but that chicken dinner is definitely going to boost their morale as they come into this next game here. So I'm excited to see whether or not they're able to get at least, top 3, because then you know that this is becoming a more consistent effect. And when we did hear them in the interviews state that, last week we really dropped the ball. We were doing terribly. So this
I admit that at least.
Yeah, so this is their redemption arc here.
Yeah, the redemption, but will it be redemption for Jaeger here for Impunity? He's sandwiched right smack in the middle of the entire team of Axis, but Chick is down, will need to be revived there. But at the same time, the revive will definitely kick in. But Jaeger, how long can it last? Everyone, they have numbers. They can just rush in onto him, no issue.
Yeah,
that's quite true.
Yeah, we did see the stats just now for the pan kills. I was really hoping that we would get a pan kill at the same time, so it just has to increase midway. That would have been beautiful.
For me, I'm waiting for 3 digits there for any of the stats. So I'm waiting probably the nade or the vehicle kills there. But back to Impunity, yep, they lost couple of members, maybe just one casualty there. But Good Jelly, on the other hand, trying to go for a revenge kill, probably, because the rest of Axis still have 4 men intact. Jaeger, on the other hand, kind of stuck in between.
Yeah, he's going to need a lot of cover fire if he wants to get out of that. But Sir
I don't think they want to get out. At this point, they want to corner and conquer here.
That's also a fair point. But, you know, Sir Claude, what do you think about this? Like, where should they be going here?
I think, I don't know, maybe just let Jaeger go, maybe, or Jaeger may try to make a run for it, but the rest of team members of Impunity, either they stay afar, but oh, looks like they're taking an aggressive shot, and wow, they managed to knock down Che. So now they do know the rest of Impunity are around. That may allow Jaeger to move on to another safer location, but then again, cover shots coming from Vex there onto Appy. Appy taking a couple of damage, but they will be on the stalemate for now, but looks like not for long, Vex will be knocked down.
Overpig himself just now, Vex. He should have picked on the other way instead of just one direction. Cost him his life there, knocked down entirely. Happy on the other hand, try to get for the flanks here. So he's trying to rotate the other way. The rest of him is trying to do the same thing too. While on the other hand, we have one more team, Impunity, on the other side. Jaeger is still there, making sure that he actually kept tag on whoever is actually moving around the corner. Wanted is trying to rush in. Jaeger is still trying to hold his position here. Making a couple of shots against the wall there.
But he is chipping down and harassing Axis quite a bit. This is going to give us some more time for Impunity to maybe win this bout at the very end of it. Because again, not a lot of them are around, and Mappy is still down for the side of Axis, so they do have a bit of an advantage. We're just going to have to wait and see. But the Micro Uzi here coming in from Kuda, he wants to go into CQC here. He does spot out. He tries to go for the pre-fire, closes the door quickly because he needs to quickly reload. He's waiting for an opportunity. If he peeks at the same time, he should win this bout in a full frontal fight. And here we go, Kuda. But oh no! Unfortunately, the window was bright on open and somebody else snags the kill. But at the very least, it was an Axis member and not a kill steal.
Such a sad moment for Impunity, bowing out of this round really early on onto Axis when I don't know, should I have left Jaeger alone and at least survive it throughout?
They actually got it, but they lost one man. That really critical one was Vax. He is actually the one that really is a key player there. Once he overpegged himself, I think that's caused the whole team to go down. Basically, they don't have anybody to cover Jaeger or any side of the flanks there. But jumping back to Bapak, they seem to having a great time. Almost wiped the whole. I think what team was it? They just casually take out to just now. I think there's a couple of men they took down, but it's not an entire team there.
Yeah, they did take a number of casualties from other teams so far. I think we have to double check that in a little bit. It's slipping my mind. Oh, there was a pan there. Pick that up. Okay.
No!
Grab the pan, man. Yeah, he's got a pan on his back. That's when you know. Okay, I'm waiting for that stat to go up. Waiting for that stat. Just patiently waiting.
I don't think anybody gonna go pan kills now because you saw what happened yesterday. Nobody wanted. Just, you know, unless it's like out in the open, nobody's actually engaging in a war zone and you're just with one person, probably you can do that.
Yeah, but check out Axis here as they start rotating towards from the top side. H2O as well as XPERT are in the wake, looking to probably, I'm going to assume, going to gatekeep that area until the next circle.
H2O, okay, are they going to gatekeep this or not? Doesn't feel like it. I don't think they're the gatekeeping type. I think at this point they are the more aggressive type. They may want to make their way into the middle circle because that's where we see the trend has been as well. Most of the teams have been trying to get into the middle circle and defend from there. Yeah, there are a couple of teams still do the gatekeeping, but the trend seems to be leaning towards getting into the middle.
Yeah, I have a feeling it will be Montenuevo Circle this time. Hopefully I'm right, because it will be fair enough for most of the players. On the other hand, Geek Fam, who coming out from Opposer, going down from Creator First, is also Yoodo Gang, will actually bump into each other very soon. On a side note, FV is actually rotating very late. The same goes for EVOS, who will actually clash onto Bapak. I think it will be a fair fight there.
I'm not so sure how fair of a fight it's going to be. I do think there is a little bit. We haven't really seen the landscape in its entirety just yet, so I think I'm waiting for that before I make the decision, because position is extremely important in Miramar, considering that, you know, if there are dense areas, it's very dense with structures. If not, it's very open, very barren, just like this, and the landscape plays such a significant role as well.
That's quite true. The landscape and the terrain is the key to actually playing Miramar. Basically, it's just that not much structure to work with. Even the vegetation is not as much as the others, but
What
the one tap!
Did you hear that? We literally heard the in-game sound, bang, and all of a sudden you just hear from the back of us like, ah, darn it. That's some great timing. Oh my goodness.
The feels is real.
Yeah, great headshot there. Really, really nicely done from 6.
But talking about great timing, looks like 6 will go in and finish off Lorenzo, while on the other side we do see them trying to get away from this location. Survival is important for Steelheart at this point.
Well, they are actually kind of separated with each other for Steelheart, if I'm not mistaken. He's the only person there for Lorenzo. I don't see any of the teammates actually around, but back to ESG against a Bosskurr. Oh, there you go! He's trying to go! Oh, that's Kyle!
Oh,
that's Kyle! Didn't work right. Both of them are using the same weapon. I thought it was a micro Uzi at first, but I was wrong. But Mozart managed to get that one back, and it's actually Bosskurr winning that fight against ESG. He still tosses them smoke, even though there's nobody else. Maybe just for the sake of safety. And just gonna pick off Pellet from the state.
Oh, that's so great for Bosskurr because that means they don't suffer a casualty here. They took a clean fight, they got a clean wipe, they only had knockdowns and nobody died. That's the most important thing.
Oh, and at the same time, they got all that loot. So that location as well, they managed to secure, so that's very good for them. It's a pretty high ground at the same time, but now moving on to EVOS VIP, looks like Heiko managed to take down Grim. FB is now in trouble. They are all below. Kiddo is now in trouble as well. Alpha looks like, looks like he goes down as well. Alpha goes down to the explosion by Heiko. And looks like Sleep now will be taken out by Iron Bro as well. Not looking good for FV.
FV is just really smack in between. They are sandwiched, stuck, and nowhere to go. And Kiddo is really just gonna get finished by the rest of the team. EVOS switch their attention up to Resurgence across the hill here. FV being finished up. Was it Resurgence? I think it was Resurgence taking now FV entirely, right?
Yep. You know, a little bit of both. You know, for
it's
both
like
EVOs.
split half. Yeah.
Yeah, which is kind of unfortunate, especially if you are the FV side, because again, your position wasn't exactly great. You're stuck between two big teams who have higher ground as well. So it's what can you honestly do?
Wait and pray.
Yeah, talking about unlucky that I mentioned earlier before this game started. That is just ridiculously unlucky. You are stuck in the valley between two teams looking at you spraying those shots. You just go off one by one. Oh man, that is ridiculous.
That's why you always play with the hills here when it comes to Miramar, because you don't want to be stuck in the pit like what FV did. Now jumping into the next circle, just a little bit on the south side of Monte Nuevo, I do see Dingoz. There's a lot of team coming up from the southeast side.
Yeah, Chumacera is going to be a very hot zone, especially since it's going to be a great place to kind of, you know, gatekeep for the most part. It's just clipping the edge of it, so they should have some structures looking into the circle as well. So a lot of these teams, they've got their work cut out for them. However, most of them will need to start moving now.
Well, it's now or never. Apparently, if you don't have the high ground now, you're really just stuck, nowhere to go, waiting for the bullets to land on your head, and then you just knocked down. Basically, unless you got some structures to work with, then that's a different state then.
Yeah, the high ground definitely will be very important, but we don't want to be caught in a scenario where, just like Romeo now, he's caught in that scenario. But now Pango against Sane. Pango managed to take down Sane, and now Romeo will come from the other side. Romeo does see Pango. Chases on the Pango, but Pango will be knocked down by Romeo, and they will finish off Pango, and no other team members will make sure around.
Wait.
They are actually just across it, but quite far.
Oh my goodness, that minivan is legitimately stuck there. Wow. If it weren't stuck, Romeo might have been able to get there in time to back him up and protect his team member from actually getting the down's probably going to happen no matter what, but at least saving him from becoming KIA there, but that is a little unfortunate.
Well, sometimes it happens, you know, when you're stuck in a pit. Yeah, it happens with a buggy as well. So with a van, higher probability because it's huge. Yeah, maybe so. But back to EVOS VIP, Chumacera, like you said, really super crowded there. They will actually run into Steelheart, EVOS, Dingoz there. While on the other hand, right in the center of the circle, smack down a lot of teams. Like, well, how many teams are there? 6, 7? Probably 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5, literally in the middle of it. So maybe the problem and the biggest question is how they hold on to that center of a circle.
Yep, we do see RSG here. Looks like they need to move on because they're just outside the circle. But again, Bapak is gatekeeping right in front of them. Same goes here for Yoodo Gang as well as Axis. They're in the same compound. Right behind is Team H2O coming in. So they may be in a sandwich situation, but this is Yoodo Gang, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of expectation will be on them to be able to defend this, but it's not going to be easy when you have numbers against you.
Yeah, and so far, it's just a little bit difficult for all sides here. Oh wait, EVOS is actually getting shot at by someone. I'm not entirely sure who. I think it's Dingoz, yeah. On the high ground, taking some pot shots, looking to break the tires as well. This is going to force EVOS to kind of back away and kind of regroup and reconsider how they're going to approach this to get into center circle. Because so far, we know that north of Chumasera is going to be some pretty difficult landscape to go over. Lots of hills, lots of places to kind of hide in lower and higher ground there. So I think a lot of teams, again, are trying to contest for that spot.
Not just that, if I'm not mistaken here, we have team NoRecoil get themselves a really solid position on top of the hill. But Dingoz, on the other hand, they are being surrounded. Look at that, coming up so fast from team NoRecoil. That rotation they've done, really trying to pin down the whole team, but managed to just escape in the very last moment there. I think that was Sam Z on the buggy. Can he make it out? Because Kage doesn't seem to be happy and not letting it off easily. Ajiji is nearby as well, so they regroup for the moment, working themselves with that compound or that structure. For the rest of Team NoRecoil, they're holding this peak of a mountain really, really well. It's one of the strongest plays they can actually hold on to.
And on the northern side, Team NoRecoil have now claimed the entirety of this hill. That's going to be a very powerful position to play from. Now Bosskurr now having a lot of fire being put into them as last survivors are taking their shots as well.
Oh, last survivor just came in. One who spoiled the party. Looks like Pain Dead now 50% health. ZYKZ at the top of the mountain, just trying to get those views, trying to know where the opponents are. Last survivor looks like they will go for the savior. Pain Dead now is in trouble out in the open. He was proning there, and Stewart has his crosshair onto Pain Dead. Pain Dead gotta get away from here. Pain Dead, all shots onto Pain Dead, trying to get that little bit more. Pain Dead only about 20% life. We need to get away from here.
Pick who your hunter is. Is it Bapak or Bosskurr? But Trixinity, on the other hand, trying to get on Pain Dead, who got actually attracted by just now. Last survivor actually changed their focus on entirely to Bapak and just gonna neglect Bosskurr for now. That's really a saving grace for Bosskurr because it happens to be Bapak saving them.
Yeah, and now Resurgence taking out the rest of the Dingoz. That's going to be pretty big for them as they get their score a little higher than usual. However, it's going to be a pretty difficult fight from here on out as all the teams, 12 teams left again in the fourth circle. It's not looking good. Like, look at all the teams. It's just a rainbow and a plethora of people all around.
Wow, H2O Kagura doing the business, cleaning out some of the team members. But then again, looks like the Plazo takes out Arts at the same time, and H2O will still need to hang on to this because the Plazo is closing in. Team NoRecoil hanging on to this high ground that they have. This is the high ground advantage that they want to hold on as long as possible.
Bapak trying to play the slopes here. Yoodo, on the other hand, is holding the other side of the hill. They're trying to reposition and get themselves at a better angle, but it's so hard to actually land their vision on the rest of Yoodo Gang, which have a higher ground for now. At the same time, there's also Team NoRecoil scoping down on them. Bapak have no way out here. Jumper, on the other hand, managed to got clip half there. I'm not sure who did, but Team NoRecoil is really holding this fortress strong. Look at that. Low, you easily get down on Bapak. Jenny or the rest of Bapak are forced to retreat. At the same time, Mamparang is waiting on the side for Jenny as well.
Hopefully he doesn't peek his head out a little too far here because, again, Team NoRecoil want to be involved here. They're taking shots at Mamparang so far. Whiffs a couple of the shots, so he's not going to get too much damage. However, that scope is... he just looks like a speck of dust. He is really, really tiny at the end of that barrel.
Yeah, but yet again, the shots do connect a little bit there. Stewart 9K as well, having the high ground advantage. Has his eyes on Last Survivor. Need to pin them out. Last Survivor trying to get out of here, but look at this!
Mamparang threw a big nail on the side of Bapak. Entirely caught them by surprise. He's trying to flank for more. Look at this, he's trying to go in, but he has this vehicle. Will he use it? He tried to pop the smoke, maybe try to get into the vehicle, rush it in, and just clean up Bapak. At the same time, trying to making sure they have covers on the side of Team NoRecoil, actually focusing on them.
Yeah, and now EVOS on the other side having to deal with Team NoRecoil as Butra just trying to get out of the way, trying to juke the shots, and now they're hiding behind the hill. However, they can't figure out a way to seem to get into this next circle, and the blue is going to start closing in very, very soon. Last survivors on the other side also being gatekept by Team NoRecoil. Team NoRecoil just pinning down 2 teams.
They are making it hard for everybody else. I think the same goes for Geek fam doing the same thing.
Wait a minute. H2O on the very end. I think that's Kage.
Yeah.
My heart sank when that just disappeared from the map.
And that's it. This desert map, so that's why he can't survive long. But back to Luyu, on the other hand, trying to get a last survival, but at the same time, it's quite a far shot, a long one as well. CMB trying to get himself a better view here. But yeah, they are conquering this side of Chimasura. I don't think anybody can go in. They just really pin everybody down, giving so much pressure. There's no way for them to actually climb themselves up. But look at that. Voki is the next one to be down. And he will take down Small Boy if he wants to. For Geek, damn rude. He is just always like rude as he is.
Yep, he's gonna shoot you even if you're down. Single fire just to make sure the shots are more accurate. Resurgence take 1 KIA member, and now they have to kind of figure out where they want to go. Ooh, wow! QB actually getting a headshot onto Yoodo Gang's jumper.
Oh yes, and now Damru is just still not letting them go. The grenades will go out on the side of RSG. RSG trying to get away from this onslaught right here. But let's look at the map as an overall. We do see Yoodo Gang, they have the high ground advantage. Same goes for another team, Team NoRecoil, still hanging on, but then again the circle is not in their favor. They will need to make a move for it really soon, but they do have eyes on EVOS as well as Last Survivor, so everyone's locked down in the same compound.
Sticky situation for Resurgence, who just happened to be stuck between EVOS as well as Team NoRecoil. There's also Geek fam on the other side, and VIP got pinned down. That Nate just now, I think, almost hit VIP again. They are quite separated. They need to be separated, but Last Survivor just popped his head. The last minute he took him down, and that's no more for Last Goku. He has to wait, and Last Survivor out on the 9th place here.
Yep, and now Axis dealing with Bapak as they are trying to rotate across the edge of the circle. This is not exactly the best position as the next circle has been determined. Wanted actually knocking down Jenny. That's going to be pretty big here because now Bapak need to figure out a way to pull him out of the fire. They quickly throw down the smokes. However, Wanted is still in that flank angle. He needs to go if Bapak has any chance of pushing on forward towards the western side of the circle.
Bapak does have the high ground, we do see here, but he's cooking up the grenade. Grenade will be tossed onto the side of Wanted. Will it connect? It does not connect, but looks like he's prepping up a second grenade there. Toss it all out onto the side of Wanted. Wanted still in the same area, but did not connect again. Looks like Bart will decide to go back to the high ground, and now Yoodo Gang, actually they're on the other side of the hill. They could possibly see Bapak, so anything could happen at this point. Any long shot kills could happen, but Manparang, he's actually in the same building.
Oh no, they got tricks there as well. Yoodo on the other hand actually have Manparang as hostage here. I'm not sure he walked himself inside of the house, and Bart happened to can sniff out his presence, and I don't know how he can approach it. If he has to smoke, there's a big chance he can go in.
Yeah, Resurgence is going to be bowing out as the 7th team. Oh, followed up by Steel Hearts. Sorry, at the 8th team, and Steel Hearts is going to be the 7th team to bow out as well. Now, Yoodo on the other hand, Jumper being the first casualty of the team. Yoodo are going to be 1 member down. However, they're in prime position to take this out. Manparang goes down, and now Bapak Bard, he's trying to secure these kills as the rest of the Yoodo gang have now taken another casualty, but they can't do anything about it. They have to play for the circle, so they ditch them and look to go into the circle once more.
Looking very strong, Geek fam and Team NoRecoil. Still what happened to be clumped up in between 2 teams here, Yoodo Gang as well as Geek, because Stewart has no way out. Nobody is actually going in to save him. Axis on the other hand trying to hug the corners of a circle. Geek is actually getting themselves wanted, but Appy is actually aimed by He-Hawks here because he actually wanted just beneath him. It doesn't seem to actually working out for that visualization on Geek fam to see wanted just in front of him.
Well, at this point, Axis is the only team out of the other 4 teams who have not gotten themselves a chicken dinner. They will need to go against all odds based on statistics. Ainaoki does have the terrain to their advantage as well as they are in the circle. At the same time, Axis will need to tip into the circle, but then again, the terrain is just not on their side. The moment they go on the other side, they could be spotted out.
I think we also have to remember who they're playing up against, Geek Fam, because these guys, Geek Fam, get another knockdown. Oh, that's going to be so big for them. Yoodo Gang is going to be knocked out of the competition in 4th place this time around, because Geek Fam, once again, these guys are the kings of Miramar so far, consistently getting the top position as well as also getting many chicken dinners from this map. Axis is going to be the next about out, but remember the 10 kill mark has come out for Team NoRecoil.
They're not giving it easy for Team NoRecoil. Yes, Geek Fam is the king of Miramar, trying to get their crown back. But at the same time, Team NoRecoil is already arrived from the dead. You woken up the dragon that sleeps for some time now. They are trying to show off their territory here. Damn Root, Ozzy switching off to Micro Uzi, trying to get the corners right. He doesn't seem to manage to land any of the positions yet. But there you go, Stewart already pre-fires that. He-Hawk's trying to re-engage, and Damn Root trying to flank it. But Stewart making it hard for everybody. He tried to charge it. Damn Root managed to clip it. And it seems like the M16, M416 is not working out. And still Micro Uzi's game all the way. And trying to get for more. The rest of Team Recall, can they pull it off? Managed to take one more down. Here's neck. There's a big clutch coming out from Loyu, who have to revive his teammate now. Going for with a Micro Uzi. Long shot from Naoki with the M416. Finish off the rest of Team NoRecoil just now.
We are down to 2 teams, ladies and gentlemen. This is the last draw. There's only Bart against 2 team members or 3 team members of Geek Fam. It is 3 versus 1. Bart, can you do the clutch play here? Bart just trying to hang on to the right moment at the right time. But then again, all 3 team members of Geek Fam. Looks like spotted out. Nothing much you can do. There goes winner chicken dinner goes to Geek Fam.
Again, these guys proving themselves to be very dominant in Miramar. This is their map. There is no question about it.
I think it's the 4th chicken dinner just in Miramar as well. And there's a couple of chicken dinners they got themselves in a different map as well.